Febi.bilstein recommends that any diagnosis and maintenance is carried out by a fully trained vehicle technician. As part of the process for replacing brake pads and discs, you should always check the brake fluid level and condition. Change the fluid if necessary and drain a small amount as required to allow for the fluid returning from the pistons as they're retracted. Now raise the vehicle. Remove the wheels and inspect the rims for damage and the tires for any abnormal wear or damage. Inspect all surrounding parts and components for wear and damage. These include steering and suspension parts, bushes, bearings, brake hoses and pipes, wiring and connectors, ABS sensors, shock absorbers and springs. Worn suspension parts can cause vibration when braking, and defective shock absorbers can extend the braking distance. Note that when removing the brake caliper, some vehicles may have a pad wear indicator, which will also need to be disconnected. Using suitable tools, remove the brake caliper and move to one side, ensuring that you do not place too much strain on the brake hose. Now remove the pads and guide plates, ensuring that you don't apply too much force when removing them. Unbolt the caliper carrier. When removing the brake discs, it is advisable not to use excessive force such as striking them with a hammer, as this can cause damage to the wheel hub and wheel bearings, as well as failure of the ABS sensor. It is advisable to inspect the old discs and pads, as wear patterns can give you an indication of underlying faults with adjacent components. You should inspect and clean the wheel fixings, studs, nuts, bolts, and replace any that appear worn or damaged. Always thoroughly clean the wheel hub and ensure all corrosion is removed, as an uneven surface can lead to problems with braking such as judder. Once cleaned, it is good practice to measure the hub for runout using a dial gauge to ensure you have an even surface. To avoid any damage, always retract the brake caliper piston using the correct tools. Detach the handbrake cable and check the operation of the mechanism, ensuring it has a full range of motion and moves smoothly. Now clean the brake caliper. Inspect the caliper for damage, paying particular attention to the protective dust cover. Some new brake discs may be supplied with an oil-based protective coating, which will need to be removed before fitting. Clean the caliper carrier and inspect the guide bolts and protection sleeves for signs of wear and damage. The caliper sliders should move freely. Apply ceramic paste to the contact surfaces of the caliper carrier and guide plates. Then refit, ensuring the bolts are correctly tightened. When reattaching the brake cable, ensure that you don't apply too much pressure on the mechanism. The new brake pads should fit easily into the carriers without the need to apply any force. Apply ceramic paste to the contact surfaces of the brake pads, being careful not to get any on the friction surfaces. Refit the caliper, ensuring it is tightened to the correct torque as outlined by the vehicle manufacturer. When refitting the wheels, do not use an impact wrench. Lower the vehicle before tightening the bolts to the correct torque as outlined by the manufacturer. Press the brake pedal firmly until normal pedal pressure is felt. Check the brake fluid level and top up as required. Check for correct operation of the handbrake. Finally, take the vehicle out for a test drive to ensure correct operation of the braking system.